Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your name?
Desmond Howard Derrick.
All right, Mr. Derrick, you're here in 2019 MM 8407AO. You're arrested for trespass in a structure. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state will have an offer.
Yes, Your Honor. In adjudication guilt, no return, and credit for time served. Mr. Derrick does not want to resolve his case today.
Okay, so, Mr. Derrick, you're not to return back to the Orange County Convention Center or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You were previously trespassed from there, so you need to abide by the trespass warning. Additionally, you're out on bond in 2019 MM 8127. I'm revoking the bond and setting that bond at none. That's for retail theft. And so I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you if they haven't previously been appointed. The state has filed an information in that case.
Your Honor, did you set the bond?
I'm sorry, I'll stay the bond at the 500 on the trespass.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, please tell me your name.
Wilfred Alex Gonzalez.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, you're here in 2017 CF 12726AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for a status hearing on May 17, 2019. The judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none in that case. Does he have the PD? You do have the public defender's office. They can file any motions with regards to bond for you in the case. All right, please tell me your name.
Nina Jensen Delgado.
All right, Ms. Jensen Delgado, you're here in 2019 CF 14508AO. You're arrested for possession of heroin and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And is this the correct score sheet for her? I mean, not score sheet, but face sheet? Okay, and she doesn't qualify for pretrial release? Okay. Ma'am, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance, all right? And it's very important that you listen to me. You need to show up to any court dates, okay? If you fail to appear to a court date, it's likely that the judge will revoke your release and set your bond at none, okay? And there's nothing that the IA judge can do about that, okay? So you need to make sure that the clerk's office and the public defender's office have your information so that they can get in touch with you and you can get notice for any possible court date, okay? You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription, okay? All right, good luck. All right, please tell me your name.
Matthew Oliver.
All right, Mr. Oliver, you're here in 2019 CF 14511AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'll set the bond at $1,000. You're out on bond for 2 cases, similar offenses. And so I'm going to revoke the bond in 2019 CF 13770AO and 2019 CF 9972AO. And you are represented in those cases so they can file any motions with regards to bond for you. I do have to also advise you that you do have reporting requirements that you must comply with while you're at the Orange County Jail. right, good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
John Walter.
All right, Mr. Welter, you're here in 2019 CF 1451780. You're arrested for possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I'll stay the bond. I'll set the bond at $1,000, set it 1,500. And I'm not gonna take any action on your out on release case, okay, today. If you come back, like the gentleman before you, and you have 2 cases and you're out on bond, you pick up another one, chances are your bond will get revoked,
Thank you.
okay? Keep in touch with your attorneys. All right, please tell me your name.
Malcolm Sherry on.
All right, Ms. Sherry-Ann, you're here in 2019 MO 1722. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, in adjudication guilt, credit for time served. May I have a moment?
Sure.
Just one moment, Your Honor, just to go over the plea form with her. Thank you. Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Sherry-Ann would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
Okay.
It's Mr.
All right, Ms. Sherry-Ann, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, did you understand everything that was contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
I understand.
Okay. I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those off. I'll order you pay those by October 17th, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck. All right, please tell me your name, sir. Can you tell me your name,
I'm
please?
partially deaf.
Okay, we'll get you some headphones. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes,
All right. Can you tell me your name, please?
Yes, Michael John Rutucky.
All right, Mr. Ratucky, you're here in 2019 MM 8468. You're arrested for disorderly intoxication, as well as criminal mischief over 200 under 1,000. I do find probable cause, and I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you want me to appoint them to represent you?
No, but this is what
I wouldn't, look, sir, let me stop you right there. I would
What's
not
that?
talk about, I'm gonna advise you that it's not in your best interest to talk about the facts of the case, okay?
Okay.
So today's not the day if you have any defenses or you feel like you've been wronged in any way, okay? I found probable cause based on the affidavit that's before me. I can appoint the public defender's office and they can give you some legal advice.
Okay.
I don't know if the
Does
state will.
that mean that I'm still have to remain incarcerated?
Okay, well, I don't know if the state will have an offer based on, it's a victim crime, so, and there's damage here,
But it's
so-
not. That's the point I'm trying to
Well,
make. Everything's on.
You're charged with criminal.
A truck hit
Sir,
this pole.
you need to stop talking and listen to me. You're charged with criminal mischief, okay? So they're alleging that you've committed some sort of damage to their property. So that means that there's some money damages. So I don't know if the state will have an offer today.
There's an offer.
Okay, so I can appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and that's what I'll do, okay? And I'll appoint the PD to represent you.
All right. Yeah, that's all I can do.
So the conditions of your release are gonna be you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness. You're not to return back to the Walmart at 5734 South Orange Blossom Trail, and you're to abide by any trespass warning. And I will stay the bond I'm gonna stay the bond, well, I'll set bond on count 1. I'm gonna ROR on count 1. Count 2 will be $250. So you need to make sure you comply with those requirements, okay? If you get picked up on another new law violation, your bond can get revoked.
Am I going to be released today?
Well, I ROR'd you on count 1, but I'm setting your bond at $250 on count 2. If you can't make that bond, your attorneys can file motions.
They locked me in the store last night. Believe it or not. I got my wrong open.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Netaru Kush, who banks L.
Bankel?
Banks L.
Banks.
They got a spell.
Okay, all right, sir. Okay, you're here in 2019 CF 14258AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for failing to update your driver's license as a sexual offender. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. And the judge did set your bond at $5,000. I'll stay that bond as I'm reminding you, you do have reporting requirements that you need to comply with, okay?
Yes, question, please. Is there any way that I can do an OR bond? Because right now, I have custody of my 2 children, and I have a babysitter that's in care of that, and I have no way to get out right now.
Well, I'm gonna stay the bond at the $5,000. So you have 2 failures to appear previously, and you have some out-of-state convictions as well. And so I'm gonna stay the bond at what it is in the warrant. If you can't make that bond, your attorneys can file a motion. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jonathan Reynaldo Diaz.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you're here in 2017 CF 4757AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your arraignment on October 2nd, 2019. The judge did revoke your ROR and set your bond at none on each count. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you if they haven't previously been appointed, and they can file any motions in that division for you with regards to bond. Please tell me your name, sir.
Devontae Donaldson.
Okay, Mr. Donaldson, one of these cases is a recall from yesterday with regards to the probable cause for the burglary, and that was the 2019 CF 14464AO, and then it looks like they've added on some charges in another affidavit, in 2019 CF 14496AO, as to criminal mischief over 1,000 and grand theft over 100 from a dwelling or curtilage. And so I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the new additional case. And there's I don't know if the state received information, but this document provides the probable cause for the burglary.
I submitted an email yesterday to the PD's office. I've gotten the supplemental reports I can approach, Your Honor,
Okay.
with the, before they added these charges on, with the, PC. Say, you can get my email?
Yes. Thank you.
And Your Honor, as far as the supplemental document goes, it wasn't properly notarized or sworn to, so that would be my only objection to that.
For some reason, for our case, the new case, it didn't break to our system this morning.
Huh?
The new case, it didn't
Oh,
break to our
do
system.
you want to take a look at it?
I can pull up one.
Oh, okay. All right, does the state have any response to the argument that it's not a sworn document?
Your Honor, that's what the officer provided me when I requested it. We'd also say that the add-on charges do, which are sworn, well, the additional charges, which are also sworn, you find a probable cause for the first affidavit. So the 996 affidavit provides PC for the 64.
So I do find the probable cause, I mean, this is not a sworn document, but all the other elements are alleged in the other case, which is an add-on case with the same agency case number. And so there's probable cause for the burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. And there's probable cause for criminal mischief over 1,000 and grand theft over 100 from a dwelling or curtilage. And I did appoint the PD to represent him in that case. So, for purposes of the burglary, sir, you're not to return back to the victim's residence at 7501 Covedale Drive. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. And the same conditions will apply in the 14496AO case. In the burglary, I'll stay the bond at the $5,000. In the criminal mischief, it'll stay at 1,000, and count 2 will be 150. And you're also out on bond or release. Bond and, well, it's bond and ROR are checked off, so I'm not sure. So, I am going to revoke the release in 2018 CF 7349AO and 2018 CF 7938AO. And you do have an attorney, Mr. Hamburg, in those cases, and he can file any motions with regards to bond for you in those cases. right, please tell me your name, sir.
Nelson Dunstan.
All right, Mr. Dunstan, you're here in 2019 CF 11047880. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your arraignment on October 10th, 2019. The judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case, and they'll have to file motions for you with that judge in that division, okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Eugenio Ferranda.
All right, Mr. Ferrando, you're here in 2019 CF 14524. You're arrested for possession of heroin and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. I'll stay the bond. Oh, sorry. I'm going to reduce the bond to 1,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2. All right, please tell me your name. Oh, sorry, wasn't looking up. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Glenn Hemingway.
Mr. Hemingway, you're here in 2019 CF 14513AO. You're arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Am I missing another affidavit? Because the affidavit at the end, and then there's allegations of petty theft, indicate that he's being charged with possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and petty theft. So I didn't know if I was missing, if they filed it as a separate case.
Those are his FTA charges.
No. I know, I'm not talking about those.
No, I don't.
Do you see that? Okay. So I just didn't know if I was missing another affidavit that they separately filed it. Okay, so apparently the officer did not file the petty theft on the, listed as a count 3. Okay. I just want to make sure. So I do find probable cause for the possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to any Home Depot. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. No illegal substances or any alcohol without a valid prescription, and you must abide by the trespass warning in the case. I'll stay the bond at 1,000 and 100. And then you have 2 other cases, 2019 CF 3233AO, and that's for failing to appear for a status hearing on September 23rd, 2019, and the judge did set your bond at none in those counts. And so you have the PD? Okay, you do have the public defender. They can file any motions on your behalf in that case. And in 2018 CF 16288AO, that was for failing to appear for a status hearing on September 23rd, 2019, and the judge did set your bond at none in that case. And he has the PD in that case too? Okay. So they can file any motions with regards to bond in those 2 cases for you. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Damari Hepburn.
All right, Mr. Hepburn, you're here in 2019 CF 13342, and you were arrested pursuant to a warrant for armed burglary to conveyance and grand theft 3rd degree. It looks like the state has also filed an information in the case charging you with armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm, which is a minimum mandatory and a punishable by life felony, and grand theft of a firearm. And so those are the 2 charges in the warrant. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. And state, did you want to be heard as to bond on count 1?
Yes, Your Honor, looking at the 4 corners of the affidavit, I believe, Deputy Deputy Hall, The victim came back and noticed that her car had been broken into, a window had been smashed out. There was DNA found in the glove box, blood sampling. A CODIS hit was found, and it came back to this defendant. The detective asked if the victim knew Mr. Hepburn, or there was any reason why his DNA would have been inside the car. The victim replied it did not. A gun was stolen from the vehicle. And based on the CODIS hit, and the victim saying that she did not know the defendant, and there's no reason why the blood should have been in the vehicle. We lose the petition of no bond, they prove evidence great. No return to the Hampton Inn. No contact with the victim or witnesses.
All right, Ms. Haley?
Defer to the court.
All right, Mr. Hepburn, I do find proof evident, presumption great, and I'm gonna set your bond at none on count one. The PD can file any motions for you with regards to bond. Count two will be $1,000. You can't possess or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You're not to return back to the Hampton Inn, and you're not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition in the case.
Excuse me. I know y'all said no bond, but I really need a bond. I've been down 14 months since last year, August. I've been really, I can't do this, no
Okay.
bond.
Well, your attorneys will file a motion, and you can have an Arthur hearing downtown with a judge in Division 16. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Lawrence Hill, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Hill, you're here in 2019 CF 14526. You were arrested for trafficking in methamphetamines over 14 grams and possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell or deliver. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances
Ma'am.
without a valid prescription. You can't have any contact with any witnesses in the case, and you're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond will stay set at $50,000 on count one. I'll reduce count two to $150,000. You're out on bond in 2019 CF 8638AO and 2019 CT 6374AO, and that's your ROR in that case. I'll revoke the releases and set the bonds at none. And you do have the public defender in those cases, and they'll be able to file motions for you on your behalf.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the only thing that I had on me from
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Your Honor, may I have just a moment? Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Khalil Lawton.
All right, Mr. Lawton, good morning. You're here in 2018 CF 4242AO. You're arrested pursuant to a Capias for failing to appear for your trial management conference on August 9th, 2018. The judge did revoke your release and revoked your bond and set your bond at none on each count. And, does he have the PD? Conflict. Okay, you have conflict counsel in the case, okay? So you're gonna have to get in touch with them, and, they can file any motions with regards to bond for you in Division 12. But I can't do anything about your Capias today, okay?
All right. So,
Do we know who the attorney is at conflict? I don't know. We have a case. 2014. Mr. Lawton, hold on one second, okay? I'm gonna see if I can tell you who your specific attorney is.
Robin Barrow.
Okay, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you need to get in touch with them very quickly so they can file a motion for you, okay?
All right.
Okay,
Thank you. Have a nice day.
you too. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Shaquanda Lockhart.
All right, Ms. Lockhart, good morning. You're here in 2019 CF 14529. You're arrested for petty theft as a third subsequent offense and trespassing on property. And I do find probable cause. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. You're not to return back to 111 East Kennedy Boulevard, the Family Dollar Store. You're to abide by any trespass warning, and you're not to have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case.
Yes, ma'am.
I am gonna stay the bond at 1,000 on count 1, 100 on count 2. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on bond case today, okay? If you
Yes.
come back and you have 2 cases, you know what's gonna happen.
Yes, ma'am, and I thank you very much.
Do not go back to the Family Dollar Store,
Yes, ma'am.
okay?
You have a nice day.
All right, you too.
Renita LaVersa, bonding run.
Okay, thank you. We'll take no action. And then Isaiah Lumos, that was my next one. 19,
bonded also.
okay, thank you. We'll take no action. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Valentine Mickinson.
Meekins? Okay, all right, sir. Thank you. You're here in 2019 CF 14505AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You cannot go back to the ABC Liquor at 2726 South Orange Avenue. You can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. You may not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription, and no weapons, no firearms, no ammunition, and I'll stay the bond at the 2,500. All right, please tell me your name.
Corey Newman.
All right, Mr. Newman, you're here in 2019 CF 1451580. You're arrested for criminal mischief, over 200, under 1,000, as a subsequent offense. I only find probable cause for criminal mischief, not as a subsequent offense. And so I believe that it's still 806.131B2, but it's not -2, it's just 1B2. So there's probable cause for that, and there's probable cause for burglary of a conveyance, and I only find probable cause. You were arrested for grand theft third degree over 10,000, under 20,000, but I don't find that the amount is added up in the affidavit to over 10,000. I added it up and it's a little over 6,000 as to what's in the affidavit. I don't know if the safe or anything of that nature is more than that, but, so I find probable cause for grand theft over 5,000, less than 10,000, which is 812.014, subsection 2, subsection C, subsection 2. Okay? So there's probable cause for that offense. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. You may not return back to the victim's residence at 484 Kindling Court, have any contact with any victim, any witness, or any co-defendant. You may not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I'm gonna stay the bond at, well, I'll reduce count 1 to 100. Count 2 will remain at 3,500, and count 3 I'll set at 150. Sure, it's 806.13, 1B2. This one has dash 2, but it's just, there's no dash. Yeah, there's no dash 2. And then the second one, or count 3.
And the
Okay.
PC was, what did you specify PC for?
It's criminal mischief,
Oh,
over 200, under 1,000. They had it as subsequent offense, but there's no
Oh,
indication
okay.
that there's any subsequent offense.
Okay.
And then for the grand theft, it's just over 5,000, under 10,000,
Okay.
which is the 812.0142C2.
Okay.
Okay? All right, please tell me your name.
Juan Arango.
All right, Mr. Arengo, you're here in 2019 CF 14463. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for failing to update your driver's license as a sexual offender. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. I do have to advise you that you do have reporting requirements, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'm gonna set your bond at $3,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Morning, please tell me your name.
Alberto Rojas.
All right, Mr. Rojas, you're here in 2019 CF 13880. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for burglary of a dwelling, grand theft over 300, under 5,000, and criminal mischief over 200, under 1,000. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. You're not to return back to 2972 Talladega Drive or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. The bond will stay at 5,000 on count 1. Count 2 I'll reduce to 150. Count 3, 150. And you're also here in 2019 MM 7141AO. You're arrested for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on October 15, 2019. The judge did revoke your release and set your bond at $500. And I don't know if you have the public defender already in that case. You do. So you talk to them about your case. morning. Please tell me your name.
Stephanie Shelton.
All right, Ms. Shelton, you're here in 2019 CF 13913AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for robbery with a weapon. I believe it's a PBL, or is it an F1? I think it's a PBL.
That was PBL.
Yeah, okay. So I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and Ms. Kennedy Swanson, did you want to be heard as to bond?
Yeah, sure. I'm looking at the four corners of the affidavit by Detective Longo. He responds to the scene of a victim who said an escort known to him as Blondie had robbed him. He had talked to her via text message and cell phone number to exchange sex for $200. He entered her residence. She entered his residence. He was staying at a hotel. And she took out a pocket knife and held it in the direction of the victim's throat, and demanded he give his cell phone to her. She then left in a black four-door vehicle based on investigative techniques, and reaching out to the hotel clerk. Blondie was identified as this defendant, Ms. Shelton. Ms. Shelton, when stopped by law enforcement, did give one of her phone numbers as one of the numbers that the victim had stated he had been contacting her with. The victim stated that the defendant gave her a locked cell phone. He gets cell phones. He gave her a locked one, and that's why she was upset. She wanted to get an unlocked one. Based on that information, Your Honor, the defendant should be held at no bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the motel, no weapons on fire.
Ms. Haley?
Yes, Your Honor. We just ask that you use your discretion in setting a reasonable bond, just considering her lack of violent history.
Okay. I do find the proof evident presumption great, but I am going to give her a bond, okay? All right, ma'am. You're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunitions. No pocket knives, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, which I believe is 6302 Redwood Oaks Drive. Did you say no return to the motel?
Is that where?
I thought it was his residence, so
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
okay.
It's
Okay.
302 Redwood.
Okay. So, and I am gonna set your bond at $50,000. Okay? All right, you need to make sure that you comply with all of those court requirements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Tammy Sloan.
All right, Ms. Sloan, you're here in 2019 CF 1101. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant in which probable cause was found for armed burglary of a dwelling, grand theft, and criminal mischief. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. And I believe count one is a punishable by life felony. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, did the state want to be heard as to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The victim secured his home with an alarm system. He returned. It looks like one of the rear sliding glass door was smashed with some kind of weight that was on his back porch. By canvassing the area, the detective was there, the officer, Corporal Berta, located two witnesses that say they had seen a pickup truck with a white female and a Hispanic male in it. One witness, I believe, the truck going back and forth. They then saw the truck at someone stopped at the victim's residence. When the victim returned, his house was ransacked, but he was missing a gun safe with guns inside of it that had been taken. While speaking to, I believe, his son, who was incarcerated at the time, he stated that his dad should look after some people he used to hang with or run with as suspects. Ms. Sloan, once identified, stated that her and other suspects that she identified drove to Marion County, to get rid of the guns, stated who else was participating in this robbery, based on owing money. Based on information, Your Honor, we believe that she should be held at no bond, no contact with the victim, no contact with any listed co-defendants, or the victim's son, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol.
Ms. Haley?
Yes, Your Honor. We're just asking, Ms. Sloan has been here her entire life. She has no criminal history. She has a 3-month-old son, and her entire family is also here in Orlando. With that being said, I'm just asking for discretion, Your Honor, in setting a reasonable bond.
Is this her, she has no criminal history, is that correct? Okay, all right, just want to make sure. All right, but I do find proof evident presumption great based on, I mean, she's admitted to what happened. She actually called the victim and wanted to help recover the firearms, and I think she made efforts to try to help. So I'm going to take that into consideration. And so I am going to give you a bond, okay?
Thank you.
And based on, you know, what I'm reading in here, it appears as though that, you know, you did try and help, and so your conditions of release are going to be that you're not to return to the victim's residence at 4356 McDonald Glay Road, Apopka, Florida. You're not to have any contact with any victim, any witness, or any co-defendant in the case, okay? Or the victim's son.
Yes, ma'am.
All right? You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And I am gonna set your bond at $50,000 on count 1. And I'm gonna stay the bonds on count 2 and 3 at $500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so you need to make sure that you don't miss any court dates, and you keep in touch with your attorneys, and you comply with all of those conditions of release. If you get picked up on anything else, it's probably gonna get revoked. All right, please tell me your name.
Connor Swingle.
All right, Mr. Swingle, you're here in 2019 CF 14506. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. You're not to drive without a valid license. And I'm gonna stay the bond at the $2,500 on count on the driving while license suspended. You're out on bond in 2019 CF 12984AO. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna revoke the bond, but I'm gonna double the bond, okay? So you'll have a $5,000 bond in that case. You cannot drive without a valid license, okay? And you gotta watch out who you're hanging out with, okay?
Tiffany Welch is medical, Your Honor.
Okay, we will reset. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Adolphus Worthington.
All right, Mr. Worthington, you're here in 2019 CF 14510AO. Excuse me. You're arrested for carrying a concealed firearm and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for that offense. Those offenses, I'll appoint the public defender. You're also arrested for driving while license suspended. And I do find probable cause for that in 2019 CT 7568. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in that case. It's okay, I'm gonna put him in pretrial release. So I'm gonna place you in pretrial release for your cases, okay? So that means that you're gonna have to follow all of their requirements. You can't drive without a valid driver's license. You can't possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And you can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And the pretrial release will be with random urinalysis. Okay? So you need to make sure that you don't test dirty or anything like that. Okay? All right, please tell me your name, sir.
John O'Connor.
All right, Mr. O'Connor, you're here in 2019 CO 1064. You are arrested for soliciting without a permit. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. O'Connor?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication guilt, credit for time served.
You want to accept that offer?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, defendant is also out on bond. I just placed the detainer in. It's for disorderly conduct at a public establishment.
Okay, I won't take any
No
action on that
okay.
today. Okay?
The case number is 2019 MM 797480.
Don't miss your court date if you have one in that
It's
case.
it's
okay?
November 5th at 1
Okay,
o'clock.
Good, because I don't know when it is.
I do. I'll be
Good.
here, Your
All
Honor.
right. Well, don't come here,
No,
but go
I'll
to
be
court,
at
yeah.
the- I'll be at the
Go to the
court.
right place.
Yes, ma'am. But that's very important to me. I'm fighting that one.
Okay, good.
I wasn't guilty. Thank you so
All
much.
right, okay, well, we're just gonna do this plea. Mr. O'Connor, I'm gonna go through the plea form with you. Did you understand, is this your signature at the bottom of the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you find a factual basis in the affidavit to accept your plea, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those off. You pay those off by October 17th, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck, sir.
No, ma'am. I'm fine with that. Thank you.
Okay, good luck. All right, please tell me your name.
Christine Saracena.
All right, Ms. Sarcina, you're here in 2019 MM 8451AO. You're arrested for providing false identification to law enforcement. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication guilt, credit for time served.
Okay, and then I do see there's a detainer.
Yeah, Your Honor, this is an add-on providing for, she was here on a possession of heroin, she was given drug testing. This is an add-on case to provide.
Oh, okay,
So
all
that
right.
was
So
already
that I don't have to address anything
Correct,
like that.
correct.
Okay, all right.
Your Honor, she would like to accept the offer, plea no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, ma'am, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay, I do find a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 17th, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
please tell me your name, ma'am.
Chastity Garden.
All right, Ms. Garden, you're here in 2019 MM 8452AO. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you may not return back to the J.C. Penney at 3115 East Colonial Drive or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay set at $250. You're out on bond in 2018 CF 6925AO. I am revoking the bond and setting that at none at this time. You do have an attorney in the case, and they can file any motions with regards to bond for you. I didn't think the state had an offer. I didn't ask, but okay. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Oh, me? Mohammed Sabri.
All right, Mr. Sabri, you're here in 2019 MM 8459AO. You're arrested for trespass. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Withhold credit for time served and no return. Your Honor, Mr. Sabry would like to accept the offer, plead no contest.
All right, Mr. Sabri, I think I'm gonna cross out Sabri. It's not Sabri, right?
It's Sabri.
Oh, okay, all right.
On my license, and there's
Okay, I didn't think that, I was confused.
there's
Okay.
another name in the middle,
Okay.
and they said we can't fit all this in the license.
Okay, all right. All right, sir, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No. This is the first time in my whole life.
Okay, it's just a question I have to ask.
Yeah.
If you're on probation anywhere.
No.
Okay. Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't go back to the entire plaza at 2332 West Oak Ridge Road. You've been trespassed. You can't go back there. You go back, you probably get arrested again.
That's well understood. I learned my
Stay
lesson.
away.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and I do have to impose court costs, and I'll order that you pay those by October 17, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Christopher Tolhurst.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Tolhurst, you're here in 2019 MM 8450AO. You're arrested for trespass after warning and conveyance. I do find probable cause. And I don't have a form for the public defender. Did you want to see if the state had an offer for you? You want to resolve your case today?
Yes, I would like to plead no contest.
Okay, well, we'll see what the offer is.
Offer is to withhold credit for time served and no return.
All right, Mr. Tolhurst, I'm going to have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those off. All right, Mr. Tolhurst, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Did you understand everything that was contained in the plea form?
Yes, I didn't read the whole sheet. Do you want me to read the whole sheet?
Yeah, you need to read
Okay,
the
I'm
whole
sorry.
sheet.
I didn't read the whole sheet, but
Okay.
all right.
We'll have you read the whole plea form.
Okay, this is the same sheet I was given earlier. Yes, I understand it.
Well, you just told me you didn't read it
Well,
all.
I know.
I need you to read it.
I did read it.
Okay, well, have you
I was mistaken on the form that I signed. I didn't read the top to show that it was the one I had already read.
You did read that form?
Yes, I did read it.
Did you understand everything that was contained within the form?
Yes,
Okay, do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
yes,
Are you on probation anywhere?
no,
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
yes,
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. And it looks like, you've been trespassed from the Orlando International Airport. You can't go, you gotta follow the trespass warning, okay? So if it says you can't go back there, you can't go back there. If it gives you instructions on if you have a plane ticket, you may be able to go back there, but read the trespass warning. Follow the trespass warning. I do have to impose court costs. I'll give you a year to pay those off on October 17, 2020. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
One question.
Yes.
The trespass warning, I don't have that. Where would that be?
Well, you'll need to call the Orlando International Airport and try and get a copy of it. But you got to keep those things because it probably gives you instructions on if you have a plane ticket, what you would need to do. Huh? OPD? Okay, you can always call maybe Orlando Police Department and they can get you a copy of it. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Timothy Wiggins.
All right, Mr. Wiggins. You're here in 2019 MM 8460AO. You're arrested for trespass in a conveyance. And I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. I don't know if the state will have an offer because it was a stolen vehicle, but
Yes, Your Honor. An adjudication guilt, credit for time served, no
Okay.
return.
I don't know where the no return to is.
We'll take no contact with the victim.
Okay, no contact.
Mr. Wiggins would like to accept the offer, plea no contest.
All right. All right, Mr. Wiggins, I'm showing you this plea form. Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't have any contact with the victim in the case, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
And I do have to impose court costs. I'll order you pay those by October 17, 2020.
Okay.
If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Brett Belmia.
All right, Mr. Bomia, you're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Lake County, and the judge did set your bond at none in the case. Looks like, I have a note here that there's 2 counts, so none on each count. And so Lake County has 24 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order, okay? If they don't do that within that time frame, you'll come back before myself, okay?
All right.
please tell me your name.
Mary Delise Cosme.
All right, Ms. Cosme, you're here in you're here in an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County. And the judge did set your bond at none in the case, and Seminole County has 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up. If they don't do so within that time frame, you'll come back, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Ashley Tasker.
All right, Mr. Tasker, you're picked up on an out-of-county warrant out of Seminole County. Your bond was set at none in the case, and Seminole County has 24 hours to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order. If they don't do so in that time frame, you'll come back before me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please tell me your name.
Antrell Theana, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Theana, you're here in an out-of-county warrant out of Broward County, excuse me. And your bond was set at none in the case. And Broward County will have 72 hours, not including weekends or holidays, to come and pick you up pursuant to our administrative order. If they don't do so within that time frame, you'll come back before a judge, okay?
Okay, when would my 72-hour day?
Well, it says it starts right now, and then we have the weekend coming up too. So I don't know if it would be Tuesday or Wednesday. We don't know, but 72 hours from now, not including the weekend.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi,
All right, please tell me your name.
Tanya Cole.
All right, Ms. Cole, you're here in 2019 CF 14453AO. You're arrested for introducing contraband into a county facility, resisting an officer without violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. And did you want me to appoint the public defender?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. She not qualified for pretrial release? Has she been interviewed or?
She was screened. She wasn't, yeah, we didn't complete the interview. She was unable to answer all the questions.
Okay.
And we don't have, yeah.
All right, Ms. Cole, I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to make sure that you do not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You show up to any court dates, and that the public defender's office and the clerk's office have your correct contact information so that you'll get notice for
Yes, ma'am.
court if the state files charges, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Afternoon.
All right.
Carl Garden.
Okay, Mr. Gordon, it looks like you had an out-of-county warrant out of Broward County. I keep saying Brevard, but Broward County.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were seen by Judge Carter on October 11th, 2019. Has there been any communication with Broward?
We've been notified then and again yesterday.
Okay, has there been any communication back?
Just, they know that they have a certain amount of time to get that. They were asking, I think, for 5 more days, but we still have to bring it up today.
Okay, and so he's being, the charge out of Broward is driving while license suspended,
Yeah.
and they want 5 more days to pick him up?
5 more days.
And he's been here for how long? Since the 10th? All right, I'm gonna release you, sir, okay?
Thank you.
You need to make sure that you get down to Broward,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And because chances are they can issue another warrant and you'll get picked up again. So you need to go down to Broward and take care of this,
Yes, ma'am.
okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, thank you. All right, I have a 33-day motion filed by Kenneth Hamburg for Patrick Jr. Conyers in 2019 CF 13057AO.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-file before the 33rd day.
All right, that will be granted. All right, are we all ready on the PD ones? Okay. 2019 MM 7611AO David Stager.
Should be denied the state filed information on 10/16.
All right, that will be denied. 2019 CF 13055AO David James Fallon.
That should be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
All right, that will be granted. (2019) CF 12302AO William Joseph Tobin.
It should be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
I think it was a no info notice, but,
Oh, I'm sorry, there wasn't no information, I'm sorry.
all right, that will be granted. 2019 CF 7223AO Kenneth Lamont Pruitt.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing before the 33rd day.
That will be granted. (2019) CF 13056AO Eric Butler.
That should be denied the state filed information on 10/16.
That will be denied. 2019 CF 12936AO Ronnie Lee McNeil.
That should be denied the state filed information and request to transfer from felony to
So I ruled on this the other day. The same motion was filed, and you said that it was to be denied because an info was filed as a misdemeanor, and it was clocked in at 8:57 a.m. on 10/14.
Ms. McNeil.
Yeah, I have the order right here that I wrote 8:57 a.m. on 10/14/2019. I put per state attorney. There's no information. We looked up this.
I'll print what we have. I mean, I have a copy.
Okay, no, I'm just saying it's not in Odyssey, and there's no indication in the felony case that there's a link to a misdemeanor case. So as of this morning, there was no information, which is why I believe they probably refiled it. And I don't have a misdemeanor case number. Okay, so I'm gonna have this attached and scanned in with the order. Ms. Haling, did you get a copy of it?
No, yet.
Okay, yeah, well, Arlene can make a copy for her.
I'll forward it to her right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put. 2019 CF 12959AO Raymond Hill Seeley.
Should be granted the state file notice of non-filing for the 33rd day.
All right, that will be granted. And then 2019 CF 12891AO John Dylan Beluso. His bond was revoked on 10/7. So that will be, I don't know if there's been a no info file.
Notice of non-filing.
Okay, so that will be denied, that the bond was revoked on 10/7/19. Proper motion is a motion to set bond. All right, anything else? No, and I think we have a heavy afternoon. Yeah. Okay, all right, we'll be back at 1 o'clock. Session 2, can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of State Attorney.
Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Julio Alexis Alejandro.
All right, Mr. Alejandro, you're here in 2 cases, 2019 CF 14527AO. In that case, you're charged, thank you, with driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause for that offense, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you're not to drive without a valid license, and your bond will stay set at the $2,500. In 2019 CF 14528AO, you're charged with 2 counts of grand theft. And I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And Ms. Haling, you had a probable cause challenge.
Yes, Your Honor. The arrest affidavit, just looking within the 4 corners, it stated that a witness complained that she saw someone breaking into a car that was driving a tan car. I'm sorry, a gray car. Mr. Alejandro was detained in a gray car. The witness never identified him subsequent to the arrest to ensure that this was the victim. I'm sorry, the defendant, and based on that, I find that there's no probable cause. Upon the arrest, he wasn't found with any items that were allegedly stolen from the car.
Ms. Kennedy.
The state's response is, if you read it, the victim identified, or the witness identifies it as a skinny male with a white shirt and black shorts, a gray older model car. When the officer responds, he says he observed a tan but appears gray older model Chevrolet passenger car with the defendant matching the description with the skinny male, white shirt, black shorts, matching that description that was given by the witness. And he was the sole occupant of that vehicle at the time. So the officer said to the car, based on his observation, still matched, even though it was tan, it appeared gray. And the description of the driver matched the description that was given by the witness as well.
I mean, I do find the probable cause. So I'm gonna stay the bonds at the $500 on count 1. I'll reduce count 2 to $150. Can't have any contact with any victim or any witness in the case. And I did appoint the public defender. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Gabriel Wilson.
All right. Is your last name Gibrian or
First name
First name?
Gabriel.
Okay, they had it switched around. All right, Mr. Wilson, you're here in 2019 CF 145-01425AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. The bond will stay set at $1,000. I appointed the PD, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
My name is Antoine Harrison.
All right, Mr. Harrison, you're here in 2019 CF 14518AO. You're arrested for burglary of a conveyance. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not return back to 115 Columbia Street or have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and the bond will stay set at $3,500, and I'll appoint the PD if I didn't already say it.
All right.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Reginald Montree Jackson.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you're here in 2019 CF 14522AO. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, and trespass in a conveyance. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case. I'll stay the bond at 1,000 on count one, and I'll ROR you on count two.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
James Anthony Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here in case number 2019 CF 14520AO. You're arrested for lewd or lascivious molestation as a person over the age of 18 on a victim between the ages of 12 and 15. I do find probable cause. I don't. Oh, okay. All right, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in the case. I believe this is an F2, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, first I'm gonna order that you're not to return to Disney, any Disney property, and you're not to return to any location where children are congregating under the age of 18. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription or any alcohol. And you're not to have any contact with the victim or the victim's family or any witnesses in the case.
We also have no contact with any children less than 18 years old.
Yeah, so no contact with any children under the age of 18. You can't go to any location where children congregate, and you may not return to Disney, any Disney property. And your bond will be set at $50,000. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jason Mojica Rivera.
All right, Mr. Mojica Rivera, you're here in 2019 CF 14521AO. You're arrested for possession of fentanyl and loitering or prowling. I do find probable cause for those offenses. Gesundheit. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may not return back to 1701 West Oak Ridge Road. You may not possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. The bond will stay set at 1,000 on count 1. I'll reduce count 2 to 100. All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Anthony Thomas Voltaggio.
All right, Mr. Voltaggio, you're here in 2019 CF 1401453 AO. And you are arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause for count 1. I think we discussed before. PCS to count 2, the pipe was not tested. So I don't find probable cause for that. And I think state stipulated to that.
Yes, so it's
Okay.
RR discount to your.
All right, so you can't drive without a valid driver's license, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll stay the bond at the 2,500 on count 1. I'll ROR on count 2. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're out on bond for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions, leaving the scene of a crash with property damage, and DUI. And so I'm revoking the bond and setting the bond at none. You do have an attorney who can file any motions with regards to bond for you in 2019 CF 48478O.
So you're revoking what bond?
The one you're out on bond in.
So I can't bond out.
Not on that case. You'll have to have your attorneys file a motion. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Eleanor Joy Dean.
All right, Miss Dean, you're here in 2019 CT 7574. You're arrested for driving under the influence. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You can't possess or consume any illegal substances without a valid prescription or any alcohol. And I'm going to put you in PTR, and that's with random urinalysis. So you need to make sure that you don't drink or do any drugs unless you have a prescription for them, okay?
Ron, I'm sorry, this is a case number, please.
2019 CT 7574.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Rodney Terrence Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're here in 2019 CT 7585 and 2019 CT 7586. Arrested for driving with a license suspended or revoked, and no motor vehicle registration. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And no objection to RR.
Okay, yeah. So, you can't drive without a valid driver's license, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna ROR you on both counts. You need to make sure that the public, did I appoint the PD? I don't know if I'm saying that this afternoon. So I'm appointing the PD to represent you, okay? And then you need to make sure that the clerk's office has your correct address.
Yes, ma'am.
And the PD.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that if you get, and they may give you court dates, I think, when you get released. So you'll get those court dates. Do not miss those court dates. If you do, chances are the judge is gonna revoke your bond or revoke your release and set it at none, okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's very important that you go to court and you don't drive without a valid driver's license.
Thank you.
All right, please tell me your name.
Michael Bernard.
All right, Mr. Bernard, you're here in 2019 MM 8461AO. You're arrested for battery. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you're not to return back to the neighborhood Walmart at 5559 Clarkona Ocoee Road. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. No weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. Does the state have any objection to me placing him in pretrial release?
There you are.
Okay. So, sir, you do qualify for pretrial release. I'm gonna put you in pretrial release, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You need to make sure that you comply with all of my requirements as well as theirs. If you don't, then they'll let me or another judge know and they can revoke your release, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't go back to Walmart.
Hold bills, refuse to attend your.
Okay, and so Mr. Fields has refused to come to court in 2019 MM 8463AO. I find that to be a waiver. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him. Ms. Haling, did you want to formally waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's charged with trespass on property after warning and resisting an officer without violence. I find probable cause. I did appoint the public defender already. And he's not to return back to 1727 Orlando Central Parkway, or have any contact with any listed victim or witness, and he must abide by the trespass warning. I'll stay the bond at 500 on count 1, count 2 will be 100. All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Scotty Lewis.
All right, Mr. Lewis, you're here in 2019 MM 940AW. You're arrested for attempted destruction of evidence. And I think that the state advised me,
They will be dismissing this case, Your Honor.
okay. So, and you're filing a no information
No
notice?
information.
Okay. So the state's filed a no information notice. I don't need to make any findings at this time, and I'm not gonna appoint the public defender because the case is now dismissed.
All right, thank
Okay?
you.
All right. All right, please tell me your name, ma'am.
Melissa Maldonado.
All right, Ms. Maldonado, you're here in 2019 MM 8464AO. You're arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I don't know if the state will have an offer today. Okay. So you can't go back to the Sideshow Bar at 15 North Orange Avenue. You can't have any contact with any listed victim or witness in the case, and the bond will stay set at $250. No, so it's not an or tennis motion. They filed a no information notice. No, I didn't grant anything. Yeah, so it would be, the state filed a no.
You can put it on there, then I'll just do another one.
Okay. All right, please tell me your name.
It is Darius Walker. Or
right.
Darius Nolan Walker.
Okay, Mr. Nolan Walker, you're here in case number 2019 MM 8465AO. You're arrested for possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia, and I believe the state hasn't.
At this time, Your Honor, the state will file no information.
Okay, so the state's dismissed your case. Okay, so they filed a no information notice, so I've no need for me to appoint the public defender, and you'll get released. okay?
All right, thank you.
Case is over, okay?
Okay.
All right, please tell me your name, sir.
Jamal White.
All right, Mr. White, you're here in an out-of-county warrant out of Polk County, and the judge did set your bond at none on each of your 4 counts out of Polk County. And so Polk County will have 24 hours pursuant to our administrative order to come and pick you up. If they don't do so within that time frame, you'll come back before me or another judge, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else? No? Okay, well, we'll be in recess until tomorrow.